That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? Deadpool and Wolverine clearly killed it at the box office. By the way, this past weekend, it was still number 5. In its 9th week, Deadpool and Wolverine was still in the top 5 at the box office, which is crazy. Made over $1.3 billion, highest grossing R-rated film in the history of cinema. A lot of big things, but a lot of people wondering, when are we going to be able to watch this at home? Well, now we have the answer. This comes to us from the folks over at Variety, who write the following. If you have kids at home, you'll want to ludge for the parental controls. Deadpool and Wolverine is F-bombing its way to streaming following a smashing success at the box office this summer. The R-rated Marvel sequel, starring Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman as their comic book alter egos, will become available to rent or purchase on digital platforms such as Prime Video and Apple TV Plus on October 1st. It will release on 4K Blu-ray DVD on October 22nd. So, in just a couple of days, it's going to be available. You'll be able to go on to one of the digital platforms and buy it. I think it's, well, there's an ad right below. It says, buy Deadpool and Wolverine on Prime Video for $30. Of course, buy is a very loose term in purchasing digitally, but still, you can buy it for $30, rent it probably for 12. I don't know what they're going to charge for renting for it. And then it'll become available on physical media on October 22nd. So 3 weeks after that. No word yet on when it's going to pop up on Disney Plus or Hulu. So still no word on when it's going to be available for pure streaming, but you'll be able to stream it on the digital platforms in just a couple of days. Ray, I forget the release date. Can you just pop open release date for it? But we're like, it's going to be like 10 weeks in. So it's going to be 2.5 or 3 months since it released in theaters. So, I mean, it's going to exceed that 45-day.
Oh, it's already 60 days in.
Yeah, it's already well.
Deadpool Wolverine?
Yeah.
It's like
So
62.
It's already well past the 45 days standard thing. It's past the 60 days. So this is an acceptable time for them to put this thing out. But I think with it coming out, it prompts me at least to reflect on the overall significance of Deadpool and Wolverine, because I think a lot of people are overlooking this, the importance of Deadpool and Wolverine to Marvel, specifically right now. There are a lot of people who forget when you talk about Robert Downey Jr. that when Iron Man came along, like we just all think of Robert Downey Jr. today as one of the world's biggest superstars and all that kind of stuff. But quite often people forget that when Iron Man first came out, his career was all but over. I mean, he was still getting a couple of things here and there, but he had kind of sabotaged his career on multiple occasions. And his career was basically in a rut. And then Iron Man came around. And I think we're in danger of people forgetting the state of the Marvel Cinematic Universe when Deadpool came out. They hadn't had $1 billion film in a while. Not that $1 billion is the mark of whether you're doing well or not. I mean, obviously they've had movies that made money, but I'm saying the Marvel Cinematic Universe and its films, over the course of 10 to 12 years, it just became commonplace that every other film they put out made over $1 billion, more than every other film made over $1 billion. That all the audiences loved everything they put out, that all the critics loved everything they put out, that the box office was huge cash paydays for Marvel for everything they put out, and it was just considered this great Marvel standard of excellence, right? The last couple of years, the narrative has been different. A lot of hardcore fans, like myself, become a little, let's say shaky in our belief on their ability to time after time deliver quality. The consistency of their quality. You may still be a huge Marvel fan, but even the hardest core Marvel fan will admit that the consistency of their excellence has been less consistent over the last couple of years than it was in the previous decade or more. And a lot more people had been souring on Marvel. And certainly they hadn't done themselves any favors by putting out pieces of junk like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, putting out pieces of junk like Echo, putting out pieces of junk like a lot of things that have just made them quite a few really good things. Absolutely. Guardians 3 is one of the things that comes to mind. Obviously WandaVision, Shang-Chi, but a lot of inconsistency. And we had some discussions leading up to Deadpool and Wolverine coming out about what happens if Deadpool and Wolverine is bad, Remember that? How many times did we have viewers writing and say, what if Deadpool and Wolverine sucks? Then Marvel's in a world of hurt because they were on a precipice. They were like right on an edge of, they really needed a big win. And I am telling you, as somebody who receives hundreds, sometimes thousands of messages a day from film fans, that the general feel around Marvel right now is very different than a couple of months before Deadpool and Wolverine came out. And it's different because Deadpool and Wolverine knocked it out of the park. And it's different because it was a massive hit with the fans. People loved it. It got that energy going again. It was a huge financial success for them. And I will say it has not completely solved Marvel's problems. I'm not going to say that, not at all. But it has certainly at minimum bought Marvel a reprieve. You know, I had a boss of mine once, because I used to do work that was very public facing. I still do work that is very public facing.
I was going to say, what's this?
Yeah. But I had another job once where I had a boss and they said to me, you know, here's the thing. There are coins. This is his analogy to me. There are coins, John. The more things you do that everybody loves, more coins get put into your pocket. And those coins are there to buy you out of sticky situations when things go bad. Right? So it's like, okay, yeah, I screwed this one up, but I got a lot of goodwill saved up. I got a lot of coins. Marvel was starting to run short on goodwill, I think, from the general movie-going audience. They still had some, but they were starting, their reserves of goodwill from the fans was starting to diminish. And I would say that Deadpool and Wolverine has done a lot to completely replenish that stockpile of goodwill. Because now, let's say Agatha All Along came out and was a complete stinker. And by the way, Agatha All Along is surprisingly pretty decent. I'm actually really enjoying it. Watching the new episode tonight. I forgot about that. Very excited for it. But if Agatha All Along had come out and really stunk, that's not as bad post Deadpool and Wolverine than it would have been pre-Deadpool and Wolverine. It's not as damaging with a great Deadpool and Wolverine being loved by everybody than if you had a terrible Deadpool and Wolverine. They've got some goodwill stored back up again that they can handle a couple of bumps in the road. Even Captain America 4. Let's say Captain America 4 isn't great. That's not killer for Marvel because they've stored up a lot of goodwill because of Deadpool and Wolverine. And with us now on the precipice of it coming out on digital, I'm not going to buy it myself. I'll probably rent it a few times or wait for it to come out on streaming, but I do love the movie. But I think it's a good time to reflect on just how key and important this movie really was, not just for us as fans having a good time, but to Marvel in general. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Miracle Made. Guys, it's hot outside and your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. So if you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. There are just so many things that make these sheets so fantastic. We already mentioned the self-cooling properties for better quality sleep, but they're also self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. So go to trymiracle.com/Campea. That's TRYMIRACLE.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. Anyway, Chris, this movie's coming out, available for $30 purchase.
Yeah.
It's a big price tag for a digital thing
It
that all you got to do is
is.
download it. Still, $30 price tag on that. Then going to be available for physical media, which I'm clearly not going to buy, on October 22nd.
But the digital is still going to have all the bonus features.
That's cool,
Yes.
which is rare.
And that is what I am excited about. Oh, no, I might get this one. Especially because they have a lovely tribute on here, Practical Approach, celebrating the art of Ray Chan. that I think will be lovely. Ray Chan
Yep.
obviously did so many of the sets for Marvel. He's one of the reasons why the practical staging of Marvel movies has been so lovely when they actually commit to that instead of using the volume. And his work was so beautiful, and they've been so great about celebrating him. But I'm excited about this. My only concern is Logan is a comfort watcher, and so he ruins things for me because he will watch Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm sure, like 5 times a day. He just has it in the background while he's working. He'll sit there and edit and have stuff on. And that's my only concern
So
here.
you work in a video store. It's just always
Basically,
on.
yeah. I am in the last Blockbuster. It is
Yeah.
me. It is my home. But I think this is one that I actually will even buy, as opposed to just waiting till it's on Disney Plus so I get those sweet features. And I love this movie. To your point too about this saving Marvel and everything.
Yeah.
I think Sebastian Stan's interview in Variety did a really great job kind of talking about this too. Of filmmaking's so hard.
Yeah,
It's so
really
hard.
is.
And Marvel has been such a standard, not only of what filmmaking it is, but he brought up this great point of movies like Marvel movies allow independent movies to get made because
100% they
of
do,
having
yeah.
all of that infrastructure, having all this money being pumped into studios allows you to have fun indie films still happen because everyone's getting paid, right? And so I don't think anyone's ever rooting for Marvel to fail. I hope they're
Oh,
not.
there
If
certainly
you
are
are
people
one of
out
those
there who
people,
root for
you
Marvel to
kind
fail.
of suck. I've never understood that. It's the same kind of people who do like hate following. Why do you spend time
Same kind of people
following,
who are
like,
just sticklers for the rules.
those kind of people, right? Man. But I think that we all want Marvel to be at its best, to be at its most glorious again, and to have all of those kinds of movies like a Guardians 3, like a Shang-Chi, because it's so satisfying when you go to a movie theater and it fires on all cylinders. And these movies and this IP is so fun. And I think that's what Deadpool and Wolverine did so well, is it
Yeah.
brought that fun back. It brought back not just our excitement, but and coming up with fan theories and things like that, but it was just a good time.
It was joy.
It was so
gave
much
you
joy. Even if you weren't going, man, how does this connect to the greater MCU? Ooh, what's going to happen with all these multiverses? Oh, I need to figure out all this other stuff. It was just so freaking fun that even if you were a casual moviegoer, which is what Marvel needs to also appeal to, you had a great time. And that, I think, is one of the most masterful things this film did, was combining people who have deep lore and love for Marvel, or just the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and people who just think, hey, Ryan Reynolds is a funny guy, I guess I'll go see that movie.
Yeah.
It did that perfect marriage, and I feel like moving forward, that's what we need in a lot of these Marvel movies, is great characters and a lot of fun.
Well, for me, like the Marvel, other than Quantumania, a lot of it has been okay with me. Like some of them have been a little disappointing, but this movie for me, it just gave me a break from what we've been getting lately, which I've been fine. It was not like it didn't save Marvel to me. It just gave me a break from Marvel just for a little bit. And then I think Captain America 4 is it has to be good, or at least for me. I want it to be good. I don't think it needed saving, is what I'm saying. Like Marvel, I'm kind of messing up what I'm trying to say, but
Well, you're getting
let's see,
emotional.
but let's say
It's
if Captain America 4 isn't good, okay, let's put it this way. If Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't there, and then Captain America 4 came out and wasn't good, Marvel would be in a horrendous shape.
oh yeah.
But even
definitely.
if Captain America 4 isn't all that good, it's going to be tempered by the fact that people are still riding an emotional high on Deadpool and Wolverine.
Right.
Yeah.
It was
it's
a
gonna-
nice change of pace for me.
Yeah, it was a great change of pace for a lot of people. Now, here's one thing, though. I'm looking down the list of the special features. I'm not interested
Oh wow, really?
Yeah?
because the one thing I want isn't there.
Bloopers?
I want Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds commentary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
want to
not on
watch. I want to watch this movie, and hell, I want Hugh Jackman in there too.
Oh, what if there was a Feige commentary?
I mean, that would be great. Look, some movies have often put multiple commentaries where you can watch the movie. I think Infinity War and Endgame did that, where you could listen to the writer's commentary and then you could listen to the director's commentary.
Oh, nice.
But more and more movies are not putting director's commentaries on. And to me, there's other special features I like. That's the one I would have clicked on first. To watch the movie again, but hearing Sean and Ryan and Hugh talking their way through it about this is what went into making this, and this is what happened behind the scene on this, and why this was important to us put in that. That's what I want the most. And It's got to be the easiest special feature to put together. Is there an easier special feature to put onto attached to a movie than a director's commentary?
I find it actually quite surprising that there isn't one. Are you sure there's not one listed?
I'm not sure. I'm sure it's not listed. Like that much I know.
Wow, that's usually like that's the first thing.
Yeah, but more and more aren't putting on commentaries, even though it's the easiest thing to do.
It's so
like,
informative too.
it's so informative. It adds to our connectedness to the movie. It gives us a more sense of belonging with the movie. It feels like it just immerses us in the movie more now that we've seen the movie multiple times to get that behind the scenes thing. Anyway, that's not going to stop me from watching it again, clearly. But I mean, Sean, Hugh, Ryan, what? Guys, it's going to take 2 hours of your time. Sit down, hit record a commentary.
And especially with all the stories they had of trying to get it made and stuff like that, and incorporating that while watching the film, like, oh, we wanted to do this right here, but we got the no or something like that.
They could do it while watching a Wrexham game. You could literally just,
I was going to say, this feels ripe with Ryan Reynolds' advertising synergy. Well, now that I've made ourselves 2 vasectomies with aviation gin, we're going to sit down in our Wrexham jerseys and do commentary.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, like next week, Deadpool and Wolverine will be available for digital. I guess it looks like it's going to be $30 to buy it. And then it's going to be available to rent as well. I don't know what the rental price is. And then available on October 22nd, 3 weeks later on physical media. No word yet on when it's going to be on one of our streaming services. Are you going to go and get it? I know I'm certainly going to watch it a bunch more times. I just don't know which medium. And what do you think about the overall impact that Deadpool and Wolverine and its success has had for Marvel? How big, how small? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.